Alright everyone, now we need to talk about Johnfetterman. He is, I believe, still currently in the hospital. He felt lightheaded the other day, and he was transported to the hospital to get checked out. Now, the original presser that his people put out is that the doctors don't believe that it's related to his prior stroke. It could be related to stroke meds, though. Now, maybe he took one too many blood thinners. That would certainly account for lightheadedness. It's possible, you forget whether you took the pill and you're like, well, I think it'd be better to take an extra one than one less, considering, I'm at an increased risk for having a massive goddamn stroke right now. I think that I'll err on the side of caution. This is why you should have one of those little plastic things. You put your fucking pills in the week before, and then you've got them all on hand. Anyway, we're hoping, of course, it's not related to him having another stroke or something, although it's possible. We get an update an hour from now that he's dead, for all we know. Because it's not good to wish that on someone who doesn't deserve it. And Johnfetterman, so far, he hasn't started a war like John McCain or done anything truly crazy and out there, because he hasn't been there long enough to. So we'll give him a pass, even if he looks like, fucking Lurch. That's not a reason to wish a stroke on someone, just because you disagree with their political beliefs, to be clear. Again, unless they're like John McCain or Mitt Romney. Then it's okay to celebrate when they have a problem. He's been hospitalized. He felt lightheaded. He's had some sort of medical event of one sort or another. We're not sure how severe it is. I would like to warn people about hype and hyperbole, though. When I got up this morning, I checked my Twitter DMs, because it's where people send me a lot of news tips. By the way, if you get any juicy news tips, send them in there. Please archive them first with archive.today if you get a chance to do that. It makes my job one step easier. Everything loads instantaneously. Take one for the Clank team and help it do it out. I'm seeing mostly, though, takes from other commentators that are like, Fetterman rushed to hospital, doctors fear he has had another stroke, and stuff like that, but that's not what the story is. He's in the hospital. He had some sort of medical event. He could have a stroke. Maybe he's dead now and they're just waiting for the family to gather around the corpse before they tell everybody else in the fucking world. But there's no reason to believe that. He was not rushed to the hospital. He was taken by informally, not by ambulance. And the doctors are saying, at least, they do not anticipate that it's related to his prior stroke. Could be that ends up turning out to be wrong. Doctors are capable of being wrong. Sometimes for several years at a time, by the way. But we don't have any evidence of that. I'm seeing all of these hot takes, and at first I'm like, oh shit, once I look into the story, I'm going to get a live updating page. I'm going to find out he's croaked or something like that, or he's a vegetable now. And of course, that's not the case. So be very, very careful. This is the problem. You always have to dig into the story, and most people don't have the time to do that. As a content creator who relays information to people, I have to do at least mild fact-checking before I talk about something. So when I get a bunch of hot takes telling me, hey, the A+ shit just happened, something primo just went down, a senator just croaked, not long into their term, then I have to go looking into the story, and generally I find out that it's different. A tweet is only a few hundred characters. It's not enough space even to relay the full reality of a story generally anyway, and then you get hyperbolic takes from people who want attention. Now, I'm not naming names, and some of these people probably were just replicating hype takes from other people, which means it's impossible to say who put the rush to the hospital dying of a stroke story out there first. But I'm here to tell you that's not at this moment apparently the case. Could turn out to be the case. We could get an update half an hour from now saying Johnfetterman, rest in pieces. But we don't have that now, so be very, very careful. Always at least read through a bit of the story. Skim it. You'll be better informed than 90% of the public about a story if you just skim a couple of articles, preferably from competing groups that aren't part of the legacy media. Of course, it's not always possible to do that. Sometimes the corroboration comes only in the form of the legacy media finally taking up a story belatedly that it wanted to bury for a while. It's always interesting when that happens too. It's a little bit creepy how so-called investigations go these days. So Fetterman is in the hospital. He did have a health event of some sort. Maybe he had heat stroke. The warming was too high. He got heat stroke. He didn't drink enough water. He's suffering from mild dehydration. He had one too many drinks in the Democrats' retreat lounge. He just got a little bit sauced and felt woozy and said, well, I have had a stroke. I think maybe I'll go get checked out because I used to be able to slam down a whole bottle of that shit. Now I take 2 shots and I've got a problem. I'm going to have to see if there's meds for this so that I can go back to boozing and cruising. We don't know. It could be any of these things. It could be multiple things. Anything. He could have a mild flu coming on, for all we know. But instead, I hear he's been rushed to the hospital. Doctors are scrambling to save his life after another massive stroke. Well, that's not what the update says, at least. So I'll sit back and monitor the situation because I have no further information on it. Neither do the people that are doing the hot takes, though. But they're going to get more attention than somebody who provides actual level-headed analysis because they'll just rush it out there. It's a one-sentence tweet. No fact-checking required. That's about all. Peace out.